Hello all, welcome to another session on Power Virtual Agents. In this video, we will be walking through the markdown language implementation of displaying videos in the Power Virtual Agent chatbots. So the scenario that we are trying to cover is we are trying to build a guide me bot that will pick videos related to the user requests and show them back in the chatbot. So the clicking on the video, the user can actually see like the walkthrough video of how to implement or how to get a work done so that they can follow that video and do it by themselves. So as to get started, let's go ahead to the new bot creation section and click on new bot, which will help us create a bot, and we'll just name it as video display bot, and we'll click on create, which will provision the bot. So by the time the bot is being provisioned, we will just head over to SharePoint where we have a library where all the videos are actually stored. So say for instance, if the user is trying to see how to submit a leave request, we can see there are a couple of videos related to a leave submission, like the leave request submission.mp4, write leave request.mp4. So ideally what we are expecting is based on the query that is being typed into the chatbot by the user. If he types in leave request, the bot will come and pick both these videos and display that in the chatbot so that the user can kind of manually click on the video and it will start off playing in the subsequent tab. Right, so that is how the backend is being set up using SharePoint library. Now we will go ahead and see if the bot has been provisioned, and we can see the bot has been created. Now the first thing to do is we need to add trigger phrases to this bot so that we can invoke the bot by typing in the trigger words. So we will create a blank topic. So we will go ahead and add the trigger keywords. Clicking on enter will add them to the topic. Now the next step is we will add a message that will welcome the user to the bot. Followed by that, we will ask a question to understand like how can we help the user using a question action. And we will have multiple choice, so the user can select one of them. It can either be a leave request, inquiry or help he's looking at, or it can be a tax filing help he is looking at, or maybe it can be something related to the appraisal submission. So as you can see, by the time we add these options, we can see that the corresponding branches have been created in the below section. So before that, we will just go ahead and update the variable name that holds the user choice to where help, so that we can track the variable using friendly names. Now in each of these branches where we are evaluating the variable to one of the values, leave request, tax filing or appraisal submission, we will add a node that will call the Power Automate so that we can transfer the video name that needs to be searched for, and we can return back the corresponding videos back to the chatbot. So in order to do that, let's click on create a flow. It will open up the Power Automate in the next window. So as the first step within the Power Automate, we will add a new variable that will accept the input from the Power Virtual Agent, which is basically the input that the user has inputted related to the user querying of the kind of video he wants to view. So we will accept that user input using the help keyword variable. Followed by that, we will query the document library, which is housing the entire videos. So we'll just add the get file properties action, which will query the corresponding SharePoint library in the SharePoint online site, for which we will enter the site URL as well as the library. Now the next step is to create or initialize a variable that will hold the markdown for the video collection. To do that, let's initialize a variable, and we will name it as our video collection of text string, and we will keep the initial data value as empty. Now since we have returned the get files, will be returning multiple values if the querying keyword matches multiple files or videos in the document library. What we will do is like we will add and apply to each action. So, and we will loop through the value output of the get file properties action. And we will also add a conditional check, because this time we have not really checked for the file is matching the user inputted query. So what we will do is like we will add a check if condition, and we will check for the name property of the document of the file is it contains, instead of is equal to, we'll change it to contains and add the help keyword of or the user input keyword as the cross-matching parameter. This way, if the user input keyword matches the file title or the file name, it will go to the yes branch, and within the yes branch we will add an append action. And within the append action, we will append to the existing where video collection. And how do we create the video syntax or the video markdown syntax? We'll have to follow a syntax which is specific to the video collection. And to do that, you can see that there are two structures in the syntax. The first structure actually defines the thumbnail for the video, and it is enclosed within a square bracket. It contains a exclamation mark in the beginning, followed by that there is a square bracket which contains the alternate text for the thumbnail of the image. In case thumbnail doesn't render, then the alternate text will be shown. Followed by that we have the image URL for the thumbnail of the video, and the second structure is basically the is enclosed within a parenthesis which contains the video URL followed by the video link title, or the title that has to be shown when we hover over the video. So this is the syntax for the video that we will be using within the Power Automate. And we'll just paste it, and we'll just replace the alternate text first. And in fact, SharePoint by out of the box gives you thumbnail, alternate image text, as well as a thumbnail that needs to be shown. So we will just get the thumbnail alternate image text from here. Followed by that, the image URL, we will just replace it with the thumbnail. Then we do have the video URL. So the video URL will be the link to item property, dynamic property, which we can get directly from here. Then the link title can be the video link title, which is again obtained from the SharePoint library. So this way we have created the syntax for showing a video within the chatbot. Basically using markdown, we are creating a video structure so that we can just append to the variable. If there are multiple videos, we will loop through each video and we will get the required properties and create the markdown for it and append to the where video collection variable. Now the last step that we need to do is we will just return back the output using an output variable which we can call as output, and we will add the where video collection as the value for that output variable. Now let's go ahead and save it, and once it is saved, it should ideally come up in Power Virtual Agents for being selected. Okay, now the Power Automate has been saved. Let's go ahead and call the flow from each of the branches and pass in the user input help keyword. So we will repeat it for text filing as well. We'll call an action and we will select the video collection flow and pass in the input, user input. We'll repeat the same for appraisal submission and pass in the same value. So thus we have created the connection to the already created Power Automate, and now we need to show like what is being returned from the Power Automate. To do that, we will add a show message node, and we will add the variable that is being returned from the Power Automate. We will do the same for each of the branch. And we will select the variable output. So this completes the creation of the Power Virtual Agent. Let's go ahead and save it and try to test it out how it is going to work when we are going to submit a trigger keyword and add the user input for querying a video collection. Now let's go ahead and test the bot by triggering the bot using one of the trigger keywords, I'll just type in how to apply, so that it will invoke the Power Virtual Agent, and it lets you choose one of the options, like where we need a help. It can be leave request, tax filing, or appraisal submission. I will just go ahead and click on leave request because I want to know like how to apply a leave. It is actually showing the alternate text. So there seems to be some issue in the syntax that we had actually created using Power Automate. As we can see, it's not displaying the thumbnail as such. It is just creating the video link, which we can see like the link is actually showing up in the bottom corner, which means there is some issue with the thumbnail. So let's probably go ahead and check it out in the Power Automate. And we can see like thumbnail, there are different options, like it can be a medium or a large or a small thumbnail, which we can actually use. So let's probably try out using a different thumbnail option. We will use the medium thumbnail option. Let's click on save and try to see if the medium thumbnail is getting rendered, because certainly it is due to an issue with the size of the thumbnail. It possibly can be the large thumbnail is not being rendered. So we'll just go ahead and refresh the chatbot once again. And let's try to trigger the chatbot by using one of the trigger keywords. And we'll click on leave request. So this time thumbnail is actually coming up properly, and even if you click on the video link, it will open up the video in the new tab, and it will actually show the how to play leave video will be played to you. So that is how we can actually create a markdown for showing video in the chatbot by using Power Automate. This feature is natively not available in Power Virtual Agents. We'll have to leverage Power Automate as well as the markdown language if you want to actually show a video within the Power Virtual Agent. Now again, clicking on the video doesn't play the video directly in the chatbot. It opens up as a separate tab. So this is somehow one of the inherent limitations that we have currently. So that's a bit about the Power Virtual Agents video today on how we can show video in the chatbot by querying it from a SharePoint document library. This is a very handy feature when we want to integrate and show videos from a different data source within chatbot, which definitely improves the user experience of using the chatbot. So we'll see you soon in another video on Power Virtual Agents. Thank you for watching.